Good evening, Laverne. My name is Jason Cole. I'm the mayor for the city of Laverne, and we're going to go through the state of the city tonight. Last year has been an adventure, to say the least. My first year as mayor, and we've seen a lot of changes to City Hall and to the city of Laverne as a whole. I took office in November of 2018, and aggressively with the support of our staff here at City Hall, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, we began taking Laverne forward to a better place. We started at the budget, cutting out wasteful spending and dedicating funds to public safety, such as police and fire, and infrastructure improvements throughout the city. In 2019, we dedicated over $1 million to public safety alone. At the same time, we also began working on our infrastructure to make improvements throughout the city. That includes the research for widening South Waldron, realigning Charter Place, as well as fixing our traffic light signaling throughout the city. We've also begun addressing the quality of our water. As of today, our water quality is better today than it has been in the history of Laverne. And through more work that we've already approved, it will be even better in the future to come. We've done all of this while avoiding any tax increases, any water and sewer rate increases. We are responsibly using your tax dollars for the betterment of our city. We've also seen changes in staff here at City Hall and throughout the city. You can see where we're bringing in experience and leadership from across the state, including our own fire chief, Chris Clark, who has completely reorganized the Laverne Fire Department, made it more efficient for our residents, and included more training for his men and women so that they can serve our citizens better. Another area in leadership that has changed in 2019 is that of our senior center. Over the course of the year, the senior center is now being run in a different manner. We have Dawn Bebout, Linda Tomlin, being led by Melissa Cooper, who the three of them have taken our Senior Citizen Center to a whole new level. They have gotten engagement and interaction from the community that has never been seen before, as well as working with our private sector to get grants and donations so that our seniors can have a better quality of life and experience whenever they're down there. We've seen new business flock to the area, with over 500 new jobs being created in the city by numerous Fortune 500 industry and corporate companies, including Icy, Cardinal Health, and Automation Inc. I want to thank our partners at the Rutherford County Chamber, Paul Latour, Patrick Kamack, and Aaron Hutchins, as they work together with our economic development team, Thomas Broker and Julie Wilson, to bring these new jobs and new opportunities to our city. As a result, our white-collar jobs now outnumber our blue-collar jobs here in the city. We have more residents coming here to work than leaving. That is always a benefit, and it gives more opportunity to everybody. Our economic team, they're out attending numerous conventions across the country, working with brokers and developers to bring in new retail companies to our city. In the past, Thomas Broker has worked to bring in Walmart, and he's working today to bring in new companies to our city. We've talked to everyone from Golden Corral all the way to Sam's, Costco, and everyone in between. We are actively working to recruit new retail opportunities here to the city of Laverne so that this can drive the quality of life improvements that everybody in our city wants and dreams of. There will come a time whenever you won't have to go outside of our city limits to have a quality sit-down meal or go buy a suit in another city. You will be able to buy that right here. We're working diligently to make that a reality here in Laverne. Our Board of Mayor and Aldermen have improved multiple ordinances and resolutions to clean up our city, to make it look better. This is to improve our commercial district and overall make it something that everyone wants and enjoys. This began work to replace our eyesores with quality businesses. Our city is strong and growing, but with that growth, we have to plan accordingly. Controlling the quality of growth to ensure it meets our standards of both look and density is important to myself and to the rest of the board. Growth has to be partnered with what can be handled on our roads and by our emergency services. With our upcoming budget, I'll continue to push for priority spending for police and fire. I hope to begin this fiscal year with the construction of a new Fire Station 1 to replace our 55-year-old, yes, I did say 55-year-old building. This will provide our growing fire department opportunities to store equipment correctly, have it out from the elements and away from prying eyes. It will let more men and women, as we grow, serve. It will also give us a facility that we can train our future men and women who want to be firefighters, such as our explorers, the high school group that's spending time learning about firefighting and experiencing it firsthand. With newly acquired land that the city purchased in 2019, I would like to see a new community center developed, along with relocating the ball fields at City Hall. This would allow us to provide a secure lot for the Laverne Police Department, as well as expand their building. Very sadly, we have officers, men and women who serve this community as police officers that are working out of closets, literal closets that have been converted into office space. And that's just disappointing. So as our city grows, our infrastructure, not just our roads, but our emergency services like police and fire, they need to grow with that. So hopefully we can develop a community center that gives back to our community, provides a place for our children after school hours, a place where they can go and have fun and have a second chance versus just being on the streets, getting into trouble. And it also gives our opportunity for the police department to provide room for their services that they need. With the help of the board and staff, we will continue to address numerous infrastructure improvements throughout the city. We'll also work with our partners at TDOT as the SMART corridor continues to move forward for residents. We want to make sure that this is done in a coordinated fashion so that our residents aren't stuck on side streets in long queues trying to get onto Murfreesboro Road or trying to get to I-24. So we're working with those partners at TDOT and the state level to ensure that those lights are going to be timed correctly so that our residents can get in and out to do their business, go to work, go shopping, spend time with family, versus sitting and waiting while the main road goes through. For 2020, I'm pushing to implement a Project Helping Hands, which would be new for the city. This would be created to provide financial assistance to citizens in regard to their water and sewer bills. And it would be funded through people adding an extra $1 onto their water bill each month. And a board selected by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen would determine how those funds are delegated and spent. This would help many of our residents throughout the community and would just add an extra layer of security for those who desperately need it. In the coming months, the board will review an impact fee study to modernize our impact fees, but I'm hoping it's also going to include all of our permitting, not just our impact fees, talking about our rezoning fees, our special exception fees, our permits for new buildings. All of that needs to be included in this, and my goal is that the board will look at this and we will modernize those permit prices. Our zoning ordinance will also be updated, and as to today's standards versus yesterday's standards. we will discuss the fire code. And while I don't feel that all homes need sprinklers, I do believe that if we are going to develop any more three-story townhomes that are densely packed together, we should absolutely consider mandatory sprinklers for those types of homes. With help from our board and from the staff and from the great community that we have here, I want to see Laverne beautified in 2020, whether that's through artwork, landscaping, or building improvements. Our community is open and welcoming, and our environment should reflect that. If we have artwork, we have landscaping with flowers, trees, makes it more inviting for everybody, and it celebrates all the different diversity of our city. At the same time, we can also bring in together our students, whether it's Laverne High School, the middle schools, or even the elementary schools with different art contests. We can do that and beautify our city. It just takes the community as a whole to come together and do that. I think a great partnership with the Rutherford County Alliance for Arts would be a great start to move that forward. And I've spoken with my good friend Ron Alley with Carpe Artista, and he's willing to help us establish that cooperation and see the arts flourish here in Laverne. I'm dedicated to serving you, the residents, as is the rest of the board. We want to see the city come together, united, not just at any election time. We want to see united all throughout the year because that makes our community better. That unites us on goals and everyone works together. We want to see that as a whole, and we hope that you'll come and partner with us on these goals and many more that will come out during the budget planning process. 2020 is going to be a great year for the city. I hope it's good for your family. I hope it's great for everyone. Thank you.